Hi guys, Raisin Brand here. Today we're going to be covering another spotlight video. Today's cast is going to be Summer Muse Lucifer. So, starting out with her skills, her S1 is going to be Wild Flash. It deals attack as damage 2 times. Before the attack, it removes the target's harden and rigidity and provides you self-keen, just like the OG Lucifer. Her S2, Vortex Blaze, deals attack as damage and inflicts defense break on the target. After the attack, remove dot effects from all allies and inflict Blaze, a dot of its own, on all enemies. If the target is affected by the elite status, which is our guild bosses for now, her move gauge increases on herself. Now, her S3, Stellar Burst. It deals attack as damage to all enemies. After the attack, if the target is above a certain HP threshold, she'll do an additional attack as damage 2 times to the target with the highest HP, and recover a percentage of her max life, which can crit. And then her passive, Summer Star. If Pride Lucifer is in your team, you're going to get a buff on yourself, which is going to activate this first part of the passive, which is she's going to remove all damage reduction before she attacks on her enemies, and at the start of turn, she's going to get a buff that increases her final damage, which stacks up to 5 times. Now, another part of it is Wave Barrier. Now, before +8, this will only affect herself. But at the start of battle, gain freeze immunity, and at +8, the whole team gets the buff instead. So for 2 turns, she's a pretty good unit to bring in to a later thing we talk about. And the final part is Final Angel Arms. When she's hit, she has a chance to mark the attacker, and if the marked target is attacked by her, she will follow up with 2 attacks to the enemy with the highest HP. After this attack, she heals for a percentage of her max life, and this can crit. Now, talking about star shards for Summer Lucifer, I personally have her on speed and crit damage, even though she is at Karma 30. Now, the reason why is because I like her fast to apply that defense break, and I like in order to get her more turns, in order to get the dot effects off my allies. Now, having her fast also helps getting the enemy's all damage reduction for arena off before you actually go. But she can follow the average recommendation of, speed on slot 2 and then attack on slot 4 and 6, or you could do speed, crit damage, attack, or heck, you could even switch over to an attack set and do that same thing. Now, her soul mirrors, I do recommend you try to get all attack with either crit damage or crit rate as your subs, or heck, even speed if you really need it, but speed rolls are kind of iffy on those since it's only max roll is 16. Now, we're referencing different content, which we can do real quick. We'll run just a quick part of it, and then we'll hang it out of it. Guild Raid. I'd say for Guild Raid, Summer Lucifer is actually pretty good for Satan, or Wrath, as others call her. Today's raid, I have the team right here set up. Summer Lucifer in front. We will make sure that we can see the battle start intros. And, not easy. And we'll run a nightmare real quick while we talk about this. So for Guild Raid, Summer Lucifer, this is where she's going to shine the most, I feel like. Yes, she has capabilities and uses for PvP, but overall, I think Guild Raids is where you're really going to see her shine. And that's due to her passive about bringing OG Pride Lucifer. Because what it does is it allows you to really get your damage increased and get it up there. Ever since I've had her, she's been my highest hitter in all my raids, no matter where I bring her. So here we go, we'll put it on auto for now so we can let it go. Actually, yeah, we'll just, we'll let it auto so you guys can see it this way. To get through the units. So, Summer Lucifer for Guild's great because she's going to provide that constant defense down through her S2, while shining on the Mammon days specifically for the dot removal. Because she's going to be able to remove those dots in order to allow your team not to die. It's also going to be pretty good for the S2 because if she hits an elite enemy, which are the guild bosses, she'll get her move gauge back, which means when Mammon does her attacks and her, pot throw, it's going to not hurt as bad on your Summer Lucifer because she's going to get to keep attacking at least. Now, most of the guild bosses are all going to have, I don't expect us right now with our current guild bosses to get them below 50% HP, so you should be following up on all your attacks. Guaranteed. Now, my voice might sound like I'm kind of losing it. It's kind of hard to tell. I just know it's, I have a throat, like, sickness or something going on right now. So pardon that. And now her anti-freeze passive is actually going to work really, really well in your Levy Guild Raid days. Now, it doesn't help too much because, for the most part, you should be getting enough turns before you get hit by the Levy, which means your passive is already down and it's not being used. But by any attempt, it's still a useful passive to have. And so here is her actual ulti animation. After this, we'll just exit out so we can take you to the next content. And with that, we'll just leave for now. But even with that short time of only having so many turns, we can check the damage real quick. Remember, bottom left, once you finish a fight, you can always see, even just alone, she's already doing double the damage of my OG Lucifer. And that is due to the fact that her shards are good, yes, but her passive allowing her to do the damage ramp. So in reference to your daily stages, for Transcend, which is here, she's going to be pretty good in regards to the mechanic that allows, the movie age decrease beyond being hit because you want her fast anyways. And so she's going to be nuking the enemies and doing a lot of damage and then getting the defense break off, which should overall help the rest of your team clear. I don't think you're going to have that much of an issue going through Transcend Dungeon with her. Her biggest issue is going to be the rank up dungeon because even though it's not a bad idea to bring her, if you bring her in a heavy blue stage, her damage isn't going to be superb to the point where you're going to watch her just clear. Rank up is really about bringing the proper colored units, so you just got to make sure you're bringing the right people. Now, Gold Dungeon. She does put a dot on the enemies, which can be good. However, it isn't the best thing because the dot, you don't want the enemies getting a turn, right? Them getting a turn means you're not making your turn requirements, so you want multi-hit units. Yes, she has multi-hit in her kit, but personally, I don't feel like there's enough of it there to really justify bringing her if you're trying to meet your 3-star requirements. Now, your Trader Gems, really simple to do. You can bring her in there. She's going to put the defense down. She's going to nuke, and then she's going to just kill things. It's going to work out great for you. For Star Shard Temple, another great unit to bring. She's going to allow you to really get your damage off and push the clears. For blue stages, it's still going to be pretty hard, as it always with all blue stages, because, bringing reds into a blue, you're going to get hit hard. It's just how it is. Railway to Hell, she can actually help once she's +8 in Railway to Hell. And that is due to her anti-freeze, because as we know, on these third stages, we always get these annoying little levies here, and these levies are going to freeze you turn 1. Which prevents you from getting a turn, which prevents you from actually clearing the stage. Campaign, pretty easy clear. She's helped me go all the way to 1310 to actually clear it. I don't think there's been much of an issue there. Let's see. And then the big part, I would say, the other place you'd actually use her is your Olympus Arena. Now, real quick, we'll use her in here. We'll refresh just to get another team set going. In here, we will attack... we'll attack Bishop. So here we have Lucifer, Summer Lucifer, Michael, Thilla, and Esmir. Now, the reason why we'd bring Summer Lucifer, and the reason why I chose Bishop specifically, is for a unit like Thilla. Now, if we outspeed him, the problem we have is we're not doing any damage due to the fact that his Thilla is going to give all damage reduction. Now, the only true way around that, let me disable these real quick. The only true way around that is using Summer Lucifer. And that is due to the fact Summer Lucifer is going to cleanse this all damage reduction off. So first what we want to do is click and see if she's really getting it. So she has all damage reduction. And if you notice, I'm going to use my S2. I'm going to target the Thilla, and you just watched the buff drop off there. She's going to drop, and now she's going to do all the damage she wants to do. Which means now the rest of my team can follow up with no regards to the enemies. Which means now it should be an easy clear. That's going to be a bunch of damage going off. That's their Lucy getting to go now. Here we're going to just nuke again. And imagine how much longer this fight would have taken if I didn't have Summer Lucifer to remove that all damage reduction. The Thilla would have rezzed, and I would have had to deal with all those issues. Now, for the current campaign that just hit, because Summer Lucifer's back around, which is another reason why I wanted to cover her now. She is now the banner unit once again, along with Summer Leviathan. Now, with the current limited event going on, these Beach Wars, she's going to help you clear it quite well and effectively, because she's going to get you to this final stage by providing the defense down, and as long as you have OG Lucifer giving herself damage up. Now, you won't really take advantage all that much of the damage up, because you won't be reaching those high turn counts, or at least you don't want to be reaching those high turn counts. And real quick, because I forgot to go over it, in Arena, a bunch of the units you're going to have advantage against when you're using Summer Lucifer is Thilla to remove all damage reduction, Gabriel because when she dies she's going to give everyone the all damage reduction, which you need to strip. You have Chino, she's a green, which is going to allow you to actually def break and get the kill off faster. Belphegor, Altbelf, and Astroth, they all give Hardened and Rigidity, which makes killing them a lot harder, but Summer Lucifer is going to remove that. Leviathan, you can bring her in. You know the enemy with Leviathan is going to outspeed you if you're not bringing your own. This allows you to keep yourself freeze-free, so you don't have to worry about missing out on a turn on multiple units. And then Mammon, fighting her, you're going to remove the dots, so it's going to keep your team alive longer. Now, disadvantage. Beelzebub. If she's your highest attacker, congratulations, you're not getting to S2 turn 1. And the worst part is her S1 doesn't hit 2 enemies, so congratulations, you're not removing that all damage reduction from the enemy you need to be. Asmo, if you're not bringing your own anti-charm, Summer Lucifer hits your own team pretty hard, even with the attack break that charm brings. Gabriel's still an instance where she's going to one-shot you most likely because she's built all attack, and yeah, she hits like a truck. Camilla, you're going to be stoned, you're going to get speed down, it's just going to be a big problem for you. Belial, you're not going to be able to kill her because she's going to keep healing. Summer Lucifer alone has no way to reduce her healing. You need OG Lucifer for her S2 to reduce the healing. And then Michael's going to be an annoyance for you because if you're running Summer Lucifer, you're running OG Lucifer too, let's be honest. But talking about it, let's also just cover real quick all the units that can synergize really well. Now, the first unit on the list, of course, is Lucifer. Lucifer is going to provide you a really good DPS output, and you need her for your passive, basically. You do need OG Lucifer for your passive on Summer Lucifer. Now, let's see. Next is, I always can't find her for some reason, Metatron. Metatron's going to be good because she's going to, if you build your Summer Lucifer with higher attack, it's not only going to prevent your Summer Lucifer from getting stunned, charmed, all these different things, it's going to allow your Summer Lucifer all the more capabilities of doing damage to the enemy and not having to worry about it. Plus, Metatron gives those revives, so if they don't take her out first, you're getting your other units back. Now, Levy is another good choice to bring in, and that's due to the fact that, she's going to give that speed buff to you while decreasing the enemy's speed, and she's going to allow you to stack a different kind of defense break through her consonance bonus. Now, Belial, which is all the way up here, I'm just going so far now. Belial is a good person to bring also. She's going to increase your HP for your red units, and her passive right here, so at max plus 15, it's going to be up to a 30% increase to your HP, which is insane. And then she's also going to give you higher and higher crit to stack on top of your already increased attack damage with the final increase to damage. Now, Satan, aka Wrath, going to give you that S1 passive proc to your attack bonus with Spirit. It's going to be a great thing to use. And she's also going to decrease your cooldowns, which is going to allow you to get your nukes off even more with your S2. Now, Gab is another great unit to bring along in this case. You build her all attack, and you're going to have a unit that's going to absorb all the CCs, and all you have to worry about is your Summer Lucifer then getting her turn, which is going to work out great. Plus, any other reds or blues that kind of threaten your Summer Lucifer, Gab's going to be able to take care of. Now, Chino is another great option because she does, of course, as we know, the move gauge up and guild boss. So it's going to really stack well with your S2, and she puts skill cooldowns. Thilla, if you build yours all attack, is going to be another good unit to bring along, and Thilla is because in her passive here, you'll notice your highest attack unit gets 75% extra crit rate for the first 2 turns. I don't know how you feel. Sorry about that. I don't know how you feel about having 100% attack, or not 100%, 100% crit turn 1, but that's insane. Elphys is another good choice to bring. You're getting Iron Wrist, which is a 20% attack increase, along with her leader skill, which gives a 18% increase. Of course, Furka is our move gauge increaser, and she's always very good to bring. And then the last but not least, I would say Sandolphin, because she's going to be a great tank to bring, so she can pull off some of the heat off your reds and provide them the CC. Well, she herself is CC immune, so she can provide them the, I think, all damage reduction or alt here. Yep. Especially if your Summer Lucifer is the one being targeted. And as my final thoughts for Summer Lucifer, she's going to be top-notch raid unit, just regardless. She's just top-notch. So if you have the chance to get her and you really like her as a waifu, I'd say pull. Especially now that the banner's back again, and if you saved up your diamonds. By simply bringing your OG Lucifer, you're increasing your damage by half already. Because after 5 turns, she's getting that 50% increase to her damage, which is going to let her output insane amounts of damage in PvE content, especially Guild Raid. Now for PvP, she's great for her all damage reduction removal, and if the battle does go on too long, the enemies are going to start feeling the, let's just say, heat more and more, because Summer Lucifer is going to ramp and ramp and ramp, and it's not going to stop. She's just going to keep nuking. And so a good complement units, like we talked about, can be Thilla to get your crit rate up turn 1, Gab to pull the CCs away, and I would say Metatron to keep herself CC immune. And of course, the one you have to bring, OG Lucifer. But thanks for watching. This has been Raisin Bran. Have a good day. If you liked the content or you have any questions, concerns, please comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.